Before we got AT&T Business Internet, whenever we needed to get another device set up in the office, we called Janet's nephew. Charged us in pizza bites and energy drinks. He once renamed the network to New England Clam Router. Professional? Not really. Necessary? At the time, yes. Now we've got AT&T Business Internet. Easy to set up, no nephews required.
AT&T Business Internet. Connecting changes everything.
Nobody does it better than Regent Seven Seas Cruises. Enjoy all-inclusive, unrivaled luxury with unlimited shore excursions, indulgent cuisine, personalized service and more aboard spacious all-suite ships. Visit rssc.com to experience the unrivaled.
On today's Smart 7, Starmer faces crucial cabinet meeting, Trump dismisses latest Iranian peace deal, and much more. It's Tuesday, 12th of May, it's International Nurses Day, and happy birthday, Tony Hawk.
The Smart 7. It's news, but
not the news.
Monday saw Prime Minister Keir Starmer put his best foot forward in an attempt to save his job. He's been under increasing pressure from Labour backbenchers after a disastrous set of local election results in England, along with significant defeats in Wales and Scotland. The PM took to the podium to lay out his vision and declare that he was ready to fight for the keys to Downing Street.
I know that people are frustrated by the state of Britain, frustrated with me. I know I have my doubters. And I know I need to prove them wrong, and I will.
His speech was enough for Labour backbencher and former Minister Catherine West to withdraw her leadership challenge, but things weren't made any easier as a succession of MPs quit as ministerial aides across Monday, building more pressure on the PM. Deputy Leader of the party, Lucy Powell, was impressed by Starmer's speech.
I thought that was a really personal and a really good speech that set out very clearly what motivates him. What motivates this Labour government is to fundamentally break up the status quo so that this country works in the interests of ordinary working people.
Tuesday morning sees a cabinet meeting, and with some senior ministers including Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood and Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper now calling for Starmer to lay out a timetable for his departure, it could be a difficult morning. Media reports estimate that as many as 70 Labour MPs are now calling for Starmer's resignation, but his main rival, Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, still doesn't have a seat in Parliament. That may buy some time for the PM to turn things around, but Chris Curtis, the head of the Labour Growth MPs who would be seen as close to Burnham, was clear in his call for the PM to go.
We need more radical change. I don't think we saw a plan from the Prime Minister, and I therefore think it's time for us to look for new leadership.
Things didn't get any easier as former Deputy Leader Angela Rayner used a speech at the Communication Workers Union conference to nail her colours to the mast and call for change.
We as a party have to do better than this. And we can start by accepting that Andy Burnham should never have been blocked. It was a mistake that the leadership of our party should put right.
Any chance of peace in the Middle East seemed to recede further on Monday as US President Donald Trump flatly rejected the latest peace proposal from Iran's leadership. The details of the proposal, which was delivered to Pakistani negotiators on Sunday, are still not known, and Iran wasn't happy at Trump's response. Speaker of the Iranian Parliament Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf warned that if America resumes hostilities, the Iranian armed forces are ready to deliver what he called a lesson-teaching response. Trump is due to fly to Beijing this week to meet with Chinese Premier Xi Jinping, but he says the prospects for the continuation of the ceasefire is currently at 1%.
It's unbelievably weak. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. I'm not going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support.
EU foreign ministers met in Brussels on Monday to discuss the ongoing crisis in the Middle East and Russia's war on Ukraine. The bloc has agreed to work more closely with Gulf allies and to front-load security and defence cooperation in the Strait of Hormuz. On Ukraine, EU leaders were unified in rejecting Vladimir Putin's suggestion of former German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder as an impartial chair for any future peace talks. Schroeder is seen as a Putin-friendly candidate who has served on the board of Russian oil companies and never explicitly condemned the war in Ukraine. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas says the situation on the battlefield has shifted and that Putin's position is continuing to weaken.
Ukraine kept to the ceasefire, previously offered ceasefires unconditionally. Russia didn't really stand up to this.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, Spurs in a tough spot and we get ready for more cowboy hats and intrigue right after this.
ActiveCampaign is the marketing automation platform built for big swings and big dreams. Generate ideas in seconds, import your brand, and create full campaigns with simple prompts. Get started for free at ActiveCampaign.com.
You've got social dialed in. Search is doing its thing. So why do your marketing results look the same as 6 months ago? That's because you're fishing in the same pond as everyone else. Podcast listeners are a different audience entirely. More engaged, harder to reach through traditional channels, and ready to act when someone they trust makes a recommendation. We're Acast, and we put them right in front of you. Browse thousands of the world's leading podcasts, book host reads or run your own ads, and track every conversion in real time. Same skills you already have, brand new results. Acast. Acast.com/advertise.
Welcome back. As we get closer to the end of the Premier League season, the stakes are getting higher for teams at both ends of the table. The final day of the league is Sunday, May 24th, and there are 3 games this week, on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, before Saturday's FA Cup final between Man City and Chelsea. Monday night saw Spurs face Leeds in a classic 6-pointer as both sides seek to escape the relegation zone. Spurs took the lead but then conceded a penalty and came away with a draw and a single point, and manager Roberto De Zerbi says his team have to be ready for the fight.
We didn't play well, but we have to improve it and to change the habits, because fighting for the relegation is different than fights to qualify in Champions League. But we know and we move on.
The BBC was back in the spotlight on Monday after the BAFTA Awards, but not about swearing this time though. As you may recall, the film BAFTAs saw controversy over the failure to bleep expletives shouted by Tourette's syndrome campaigner John Davidson. Sunday night's awards included a current affairs win for the documentary Gaza, Doctors Under Attack, but the show, which was originally commissioned by the BBC, was never broadcast by the network. It was shelved over impartiality concerns, but picked up by Channel 4, who added a BAFTA to their collection for their willingness to support the show. There was also a deeply emotional moment as Martin Lewis accepted his special recognition BAFTA for his work as a consumer champion.
For 6 years, barring school, I barely left the house. And now I'm picking up a BAFTA. So to all those of you out there struggling with your own demons, know this: life can be transformed. It can get better.
Even if you're a fan of Yellowstone, the sprawling modern Western epic created by Taylor Sheridan, it can be difficult to keep track of the sequels, prequels and spin-offs that the story of the Dutton family has spawned. We've had 2 historical epics, one of which starred Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, and we've already had a modern sequel called Marshals, which features Luke Grimes as K.C. Dutton, and The Madison, which stars Michelle Pfeiffer in a vaguely Yellowstone setting. Joining the party is a spin-off for Beth Dutton, memorably played by Kelly Riley alongside Cole Hauser, and it's called Dutton Ranch. It promises plenty of drama and intrigue, and it drops on Paramount this Friday.
Ruth and Beth have secrets, and people with secrets can be useful. Corruptible, even.
Well, we need to be careful with this family.
No one understands what we've done to protect this ranch. No one knows what we do to hold on to it.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
While every other channel is fighting for your customers' attention, podcasts are where they've already given it. No one accidentally listens to a podcast for 45 minutes. They choose to be here. They trust the voice in their ears, and when that voice talks about your brand, it doesn't sound like advertising. It sounds like a recommendation from a friend. Acast gives you that trust at scale. Digital precision, host-read authenticity, and performance data that proves it worked. Don't fight for attention. Buy it with Acast. Learn more by visiting acast.com. linkedin.com/advertise.